This podcast is rated R for realness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Bookers podcast. Thank you for being with us. I'm Basement Jer. He's Rich Deriz. Together, we are the Basement Bookers podcast. It's a podcast by two bros who've been bros through wrestling. And we decided, you know what? Maybe somebody will like it. So here we are. And you did. So it's been pretty cool. So thanks everybody who's been checking out the YouTube and especially the podcast. It's pretty cool. That's
And the
all.
Facebook.
But Rich Deriz, how are you, friend? Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you, bro, for having me on our podcast here. I am still taking some Dayquil, but getting to the Royal Rumble. And we're gonna get to that. But we gotta talk about Raw 30 first, don't we?
Dude, we do. 30 years of Monday Night Raw. I thought that today we would spend our time talking about Raw 30 and Monday Night Raw in general, what it means. And to answer the age-old question, is Hogan more of a Nitro guy? I would say yes. That's my opinion.
Never thought about it, honestly. Yeah, I think generally he was on more episodes of Nitro than Raw. Because of the timing of his career.
That's what I'm thinking. Like when Raw was at its hottest, he was definitely on Nitro, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Exactly, the black and white, my dude. But
terrible air guitar, both by me and Hogan.
But you raise a good point. It did begin with Hulk Hogan.
There he is.
Yeah, there's Audio Man. He's come out. He's brought over the. He's bringing over the microphone.
Audio Man to the rescue.
We talked about it before. Where at one point Hulk Hogan was pro wrestling. Hulkamania was running wild, right?
Yup, like he was the definition of a pro wrestler in the 80s and early 90s.
I think he had like vitamins.
Yeah, and prayers and.
Okay, it was a cartoon show.
Training was the other one.
Yeah, eat your prayers, say your training, and drink your vitamins.
Yeah,
I think that's how it goes.
Vitamita Vegemin. No, that was something else.
Exactly. So they wheeled them out. They wheeled them right back. Put them in the freezer.
And Jimmy Hart, brother. Vitamita Vegemin. No, that was something else.
Exactly. So they wheeled them out. They wheeled them right back. Put them in the freezer.
And Jimmy Hart, brother.
Yeah, I love Jimmy Hart. That dude found the fountain of youth.
I don't know how he has so much energy. I don't have that kind of energy.
Especially at his age. He doesn't look like he plans on slowing down ever.
Good for him.
But you know who also isn't slowing down ever?
Tribal Chief.
The Tribal Chief, which we'll take the time to acknowledge right now because we didn't forget. We were waiting for the right moment.
Different level.
We're keeping it tight ship here.
That's right.
But yeah, he is greatness on a different level. He is God mode. He is here. He is the Tribal Chief, the War Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. He's got the entourage. He's got the wise man right there. I love his entrance. It's very big fight feel, like a boxer, like with many titles, but really, the bloodline. What more can you say?
Boxing's fake. Don't matter.
Yeah, right. It's not like wrestling.
Like what's with all the belts? Roman has 2. That's it.
That's right.
That's all you need.
That's it, man. And here you notice. Just look at Sami. He's very nervous. I'd be nervous.
Tribal Chief has me on trial. Yeah.
The whole world is watching you. And of course, we all know about the terrible assault on the Tribal Chief's person by Kevin Owens, who is not a nice guy.
Blasphemous.
How dare you? How dare you blindside the Tribal Chief?
Completely uncalled for.
Yep. There they are, the bloodline. I always love the presentation of the bloodline when they come in, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, that's cool. You want to be that cool, don't you, kids? Don't you want to be cool? So who's not feeling cool right now is Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
We all felt like Sami Zayn at one point in our lives. It's like, man, is this it? Am I fired? Like, what's going on here? Am I out of the
Mm-hmm.
group? Do I not get to hang? Um, so it's at this point that the Roman, he's decided you got to acknowledge him. This is acknowledge face. And then Paul Heyman, he's like, he said, this is what he says: ECW is dead,
Mm-hmm.
and he wishes the same for Sami Zayn because he's a Judas or whatever.
If I may,
Sure.
I don't want to cut you off here, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but he says ECW is dead, and then twice utters the name of an ECW pay per view. You caught that, right? And it was obviously intentional. You caught that, right?
I must have missed it, Rich. You got me. You blindsided me on this podcast here.
Guilty as charged.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Okay.
It's amazing what I could pull out of my brain when I remember things. When I don't, nope.
Dude, he drops a dangerous alliance later.
Oh, I missed that. I think I missed that one. Okay.
It's you'll see.
You see,
So
but between the two of us, we have a working memory.
yes, we do. We're cobbled together.
That's right.
So
Like that computer you gave me.
some kind of freaking booker. Yeah,
Yep.
like the computer. So this next shot here, if you, oh my god. So did you see what I put on the Basement Bookers Facebook page, which will be right here? You can see how it compares the
I don't know where to point, but
freaking
somewhere there.
the cat meme with the ladies. Like
Yes.
Paul Heyman's got that energy of that lady
Mm-hmm.
that's upset at that cat. It's like it's just
Mm-hmm.
flipped. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I wonder if that was intentional.
Heyman, he does internet,
Yeah,
so
he does.
possibly.
So Sammy's like he's incredulous. He can't believe it. And I took this shot. I thought was important. This glance at Sammy and Jay just looking at each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
it's you're thinking in your mind that basement chair. He says you know too much, and I'm sick of it. Well, he's sick of it too because he has to watch this back. All
Mm.
right. So next thing you know, here comes the evidence because Paul Heyman's got the evidence. He's got the documents.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, they threw it up for a Brock something, some kind of football player,
Yeah. Another fake
and
sport. Anyway,
I don't get what's with all these references to these sports that have predetermined outcomes.
I
Here
think
in my
it's
sports, in my pro wrestling,
yeah. I think it's just pandering to the local crowd.
freaking Smarks in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So here goes Exhibit A. This is when Sammy's like, "My dogs, let's be dogs together." And then, oh, haggis, somebody get in my belly. That's Drew McIntyre. He's attacking the Usos, and Sammy just bolts. So, and you see him in the background, like, yeah, I guess I'm leaving. And I forgot about this. I
So
don't
did I.
recall this.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So here comes Exhibit B. This is where they like get a chair or whatever and hit him with it. And the ref's not looking.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay's like, "Hey, look at this guy. Why don't you hit him for us?" And it didn't happen. That was a stunner. Um,
Stunners are quick.
so Exhibit C is the this is what I was talking about. He's like, "Look at this. This is the end of War Games. Why is he standing with the bloodline? What's with the four? What is this bloodline? What is this NWO for life? What is the
Mm-hmm.
four horsemen? What are you, the Dangerous Alliance?"
Mm. Okay.
See, that's what he's
Mm-hmm.
like. What are you throwing him up for? What does
Mm-hmm.
that mean? That is a sign of betrayal. All right, and here's some audio. I hope we'll be okay. This I feel is transformative. We should be fine.
Oh, it's the old high school hallway shoulder block. That's assault on the tribal chief. What's next, Sammy? You want to perform euthanasia on his father? You want to castrate his sons? That was an assassination attempt on the tribal chief.
I had to get that. There's only one man who can do this, and it has to be Paul Heyman himself.
Basically, he said, because they replayed it on SmackDown, which we just watched, so it's a little fresh in my limited memory here. He said that after everything he's done for them, he's hurt that they'd put him on trial in front of the world here, and so his defense is he has no defense.
Roman's like, hold on a second, man. You're not even gonna try. Like,
You got
you
such
can't
an
believe it.
ego. You're not gonna fight for this.
Yeah, like it's nothing to him. Like
Mhm.
what?
Hmm.
Roman said solo,
Mm.
and there it goes. Now here it is, guys. People of the Bookiverse. Jey Uso has saved Sami Uso from being Samoan Spike, which we know in Samoan culture would be akin to flatlining Sami
Mhm.
Zayn. It's the
Death
same thing.
death penalty.
That's it. It's a wrap, especially on the island of relevancy.
Mhm.
And this shot, I'm like, this is good storytelling.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be Jimmy, but no, it's perfect that it's Jey.
Mhm.
Jay's gonna be the one to defend Sami Zayn. Jey Uso for the defense, Your Honor. And
Mhm.
then Roman, this is highly irregular.
Mhm.
I'll allow it. And then we get this exchange. Roman's like, I gave an order. This Samoan Spike has been stopped. But Jey Uso.
Mhm.
Everybody's like stunned, even the wise man.
Mhm.
And then Jay's like, listen, man, I got evidence. I also have the documents and video. So we go into Defense Exhibit A. This is when Sammy was in the production truck
Mhm.
and he helped them defeat RK Bro, becoming the champions, I believe.
He pushed the buttons.
He pushed all the buttons, actually.
Mhm.
He took
Oh,
a,
Miss B.
yeah, I was gonna. So he
There you
took a claymore for the tribal chief. He took a sword.
go. Mhm.
And then he also took a chair shot for Solo Sokoa
Mhm.
and prevented Sheamus from breaking a pin.
Yup.
And of
And
course, the sacrificial lamb, a little bit there.
mhm.
And then off the top rope. And we all know how that ended with the victory. And look at this. This is a man holding back tears.
Mhm.
Because in the next shot, it is the same kind of, but like he's moving his mouth a little bit to stop it. You know how it is.
Yup.
And he's like, he can't believe it's just overcome.
Mhm.
Roman's like, this, I remember this. This
Hmm.
was not that long ago.
I remember these things.
Jay's like, listen, man, he's taking so many bullets for the bloodline. My dog is bulletproof. And then he says, if you think the Sami Zayn is innocent or stays in the bloodline or whatever, throw it up for Sami Zayn. And then everybody throwed it up. And then I threw it up at home with
Mhm.
the
So did
finger. I
I.
didn't throw up, but
Right.
I was really,
Thought you
I
did.
was, yeah, it was really emotional. It was really cool. And Jimmy and Jay,
Mhm.
a Solo does not. And neither does Roman. But
And neither does Heyman.
we don't know if Roman even agrees or disagrees, or it's simply that this is not a democracy. First of all, I was sitting there. I'm like, I'm sorry. Is the island of relevancy a democracy? The last I checked, it was a tribal dictatorship. As far as I'm
Or
concerned.
maybe it's enough doubt to sway it to sort of the center line because it's 2 votes for Sammy, 2 against Sammy if you look at Solo and Heyman not putting up the finger, right? Putting up the
Yeah.
1. And Roman's not voting because he's the judge and the executioner. Maybe they're all collectively the jury, and right now it's tied. So a draw, the champ retains. So a draw, Sami stays for now.
Wouldn't Roman be the judge and Solo be the executioner?
Yeah, Solo's the executioner too, I
Maybe the
guess.
Usos are the jury. Hold
Hmm.
on a second. All parties are represented here.
I guess
But
so.
it seems like Paul Lee was the prosecution.
And Jimmy was defense.
Jay was defense
Jay,
because
that's
he
what I meant.
defended.
They're
Okay,
they're they're
whatever.
they're, they're twins. It's okay.
And the plaintiff of obviously Sammy. Wow, we spent a whole lot of time on that one, but we did reach a conclusion that
Yes.
the wise man is not cool with this.
Right.
He just couldn't believe it.
Hmm.
Now, I was confused, and my wife was confused because after this, Roman's like, "Listen, you're you're on thin ice here,
Hmm.
and you need. I don't want to see your face. You need to go home."
Hmm.
And he didn't say go home after
No,
the tag team match.
it was finish your business tonight, and then go home. Then I don't want to see you until the Royal Rumble.
Okay, we must have missed that. All right. Well, either way, he was very serious.
He says in the meantime he needs to finish off tonight and make the Bloodline proud, and then he doesn't want to see you hear from him again until the Rumble,
All right, there you
where he'll
go.
deliver his final test.
Yeah, listen, we could just mention it now. I don't understand why he would how he showed up on SmackDown, dude. Like, I guess maybe because Roman wasn't there, and it doesn't count as him being like because he said he didn't want to see him at the arena. But like, you if he tells you not to be anywhere near there, you should just be home,
Well,
like
Roman
the
said
tribal chief
he
says.
Roman said he doesn't want to see Sammy until the Rumble. He didn't say not at the arena. Now, I guess sort of the presumption here, go out on a limb and say maybe Roman's not going to watch SmackDown.
I don't know because why would he show up in disguise? Like it, like who is he hiding from?
So in case Roman was there, it was like, okay, he could just like sort of like approach the car, with his hoodie up and everything, approach the car. Is Roman in there? Roman's there. Okay, I'm out. And just not be seen, right? But then he
I,
approached the car. He didn't see Roman. He's like, okay, I can go talk to my boys. I can go talk to my dogs.
then you're not making his case because that's downright disrespectful. Then you could have easily texted him or called him, and he would have had to understand because he was there when the tribal chief said that. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? I just don't agree with this as a decision of the Sami Zayn character,
I don't disagree, but
especially with how tenuous his position is currently,
mhm.
right?
But there are different ways to interpret what Roman said, as far as he doesn't want to see him until the Rumble.
But like to be safe, wouldn't you just like, stay home?
Yeah, probably. My
As
dog. What are you doing? You text. My
my
dog.
dog,
My dog.
seriously. He would understand my dog. You would
Hmm.
understand my dog. You would
Hmm.
understand.
Hmm.
Um, so that's what he told him. Listen, don't even show up or whatever. And the embrace,
Hmm.
the hug, Jay and
And
Sammy.
the passing of the lay to Sammy.
That's right. He did pass the lay.
Hmm.
It wasn't until a little bit later on tonight that they made it official. So this is where things go south for the Judgment Day. Jimmy gets crotched by Balor, and the refs say, "Hey, I saw that." And Finn's like, "No, you don't know what you saw. You don't know." And then, of course, he's out. He's ejected. He was
Hmm.
out so bad, like his face blurred. I'm like, wow, he blurred his face. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That wasn't even me.
Hmm.
And at one point, Jimmy, he comes off the top rope onto Damian Priest, but the outside, I guess,
Hmm.
and he hurt his knee. That's not the first time. Something else happened earlier where he kind of landed on it, but I missed it.
Mhm.
I do like the look for Raw 30. It's like it seems normal, but it's different,
Mhm.
because of the graphic.
Mhm.
So then, Jimmy's still having trouble, and the rest like he's out of here. And then like, listen, if you guys leave, that's it. Then they're the champions or whatever. Sammy's like, Jimmy Uso is out, but Sammy Uso is here.
Mhm.
Let me defend the tag team champions with Jay. And that's what happened. Well, I let those guys do it. I guess you guys could do it too.
Mhm.
Even though really you guys have been real jerks. You've been running roughshod. You've been attacking people. There's no reason whatsoever for me to do this for you because you guys are real dicks. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So
Mhm.
it's official.
Yep.
And then Roman's like, I guess it's official.
Mhm.
And he's just watching
Mhm.
intently. And then, of course, after a valiant battle, the Uso penitentiary moves of doom, which I enjoy.
Mhm.
The super kick, the tag, and then the 1D.
Yep.
And Sammy got to make the pin. He got a little excited. So luckily Dom was beat enough where he like did waste precious time. It was a
Mhm.
little because he couldn't believe it. He's like, come on, Us.
Yeah.
So the tribal chief, I don't know what he's thinking in there in his mind right now.
Mhm.
What do you what's he thinking, dude? What do you think?
He's like, all right, he did his job, but I still don't want to see him till the Rumble, which is the end part of there is what he ultimately said.
Yeah, he's like, get out of here. I better not even see you.
Mhm.
You better Kip Saban your way out of here
Mhm.
with a paper bag
Like,
over your
you're
face.
lucky. You're
You're
lucky.
lucky. All right.
If I see you, it's going to be this.
So
Sorry.
So the Godfather's here because,
Mhm.
of course, you got to have a legend out here.
Yeah.
And this bit, look, I get it. It's silly. It was funny.
What
But
do you mean he's not on the list?
yeah, so this was cool because, I think he was like Burry Corbin
Mhm.
or something. Like,
Mhm.
Burry Corbin. And he's not on the list. He's like, come on, can you put him on the list? And he's like, I'll ask the boss if
Mhm.
we put him on the list. And then the boss comes out, and
Mhm.
it's Ron Simmons. And he's
Damn.
the boss, but it's like he hasn't seen Godfather in a long time.
Yeah, right.
So, when was this arranged? It's like, oh, good to see you. It's like, oh, there goes the bit. But okay, whatever. It's Ron
Mhm.
Simmons.
Mhm.
I'm not going to argue with this. This is good.
The boss doesn't always interact with all of the members of his crew.
Yeah, but if like one of them happens to be like his really good friend Ron Simmons,
He's doing
I
boss things.
all right. So, um, the best part of this is the fact that like Baron Corbin and JBL sell that they couldn't see all of this beyond the door frame. Look
How
at
could
this
they?
spread.
How could they? The door
Right.
blocks everything.
Dude,
The
look at
door
this.
blocks everything. You can't just go around the door.
You don't even have to do anything. From their point of view, they could just see.
If there were windows they could see, but there are no windows.
There are no walls either.
It don't matter.
Yeah, there is no matter. There was no matter there.
Exactly. Kayfabe, brother.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. It's LA night. Yeah.
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 He's got really cool glasses.
Yeah.
And well, I guess this is where everybody where he mentions that if he was any more man, there'd be two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was pretty cool. And he's like he's tired of this crap,
Mm-hmm.
this Bray Wyatt crap. And all of a sudden, it's the Undertaker's dong.
Oh, it's not Bray Wyatt crap.
Yeah, right. And you're like, oh, well, here comes the Undertaker. He's gonna do the long walk. When there he goes, the American Badass. He's back.
Mm.
And he's just like Gandalf, back when we need him, when he's most needed.
Hmm.
The Gandalf of WWE,
That's
the
great.
graybeard himself,
Mm-hmm.
the Undertaker, or as Rich the Riz affectionately call him, the Underbiker at one
That's right.
point.
That's right. The
So-
Underbiker.
I gotta say, I was really impressed. I popped. I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool.
I
Not
was
gonna
like,
lie.
I was just happy it wasn't gonna take 20 minutes for him to get to the ring. But then he had some
It's a blessing.
motorcycle maneuverability issues, and kind of did.
Yeah, but definitely, I gotta say your point on the transportation. It got him down there faster. It got
Mhm.
him out of there faster. It's a win-win situation, making that segment even mo better.
Yep,
I would
and he
say
didn't even have to change for when he got to the arena.
100%. He just showed up.
Mhm.
There's no, like, listen,
All right,
I'll
I'm here.
do it.
All right,
Yeah,
segments now. All right, I'm good.
I'll do it, but this is how we're doing it.
Yeah,
All right, I
we're live,
guess.
pal.
Yeah, we're like a year from Taker just showing up in sweatpants and a bathrobe, like the dude,
Aw, he's not Mick Foley, man. Sorry, Mick.
the under dude, the next evolution of the Undertaker, right there.
Yo, that might. I hope that's not me on the podcast next year. It's like,
If it's
yeah,
you,
I didn't put a shirt on. I do have sweatpants on.
dude. If you go under dude, I will
Mhm.
not let you under dude on your own. I will under dude with you.
Thank you, bro.
So we'll under dude together.
You've always been a
So,
good dude.
bro. All right. So LA Knight, you said I hightail it out of there.
He thinks better of it.
Yeah, and then because he's decided, you know what? What do you make of me making the Undertaker need an Undertaker? What do you think about that? Undertaker's not cool with that.
No.
LA Knight's like, all right, I guess I'll just leave because I'm gonna do you a favor and not beat the crap out of you.
Mm-hmm.
What with me being the only other man here that's been managed by Paul Bearer. Just saying. I don't know if you saw that, but LA Knight was managed by him. There's a picture of them together. So
I don't remember that. Good.
Don't worry, it'll be like right here.
Excellent.
So anyway,
Oh, there you go.
out comes your boy with the lantern.
Oh, Bray first. Was there Uncle
Uh,
Howdy or not? I don't remember. I should look at my notes, shouldn't I? They're right here. Yeah, it was just Bray. Okay.
so Bray comes out looking like he was cast as the ghost of Christmas Present in a Rob Zombie Christmas Carol adaptation.
I need to see that.
So yeah, it's like, come on in, know me better, brother. So here he goes. And LA Knight's like, I'm gonna go in the ring. And then the Undertaker's gonna just go and grab him by the throat. Say, I'm a little too old to be choke slamming. So why don't you go ahead and kiss him on the forehead or whatever it is that you young kids like to do? And then gets him to Sister Abigail. Throws a cool shot, Bray, just like, looking up at the dead men, aka the dad man.
Yeah, I appreciated that Bray didn't just assume that Taker wouldn't attack him. That's why he was like maintaining the eye contact. It's like,
Yeah, it's like
I don't
that
know if
might
you're coming for me or not, but I'm paying attention.
that
ready
may
for
be an old dog, but he's got teeth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's his yard.
that's right. So the American dad bod says, "Listen, I like what you're about, and you better eat his ass." That's a quote.
So he
I
said.
read his lips.
Mm-hmm.
Some might have said he said, "Dutch has a plan. We just need more money."
Mm.
He's probably said a few things. Hail Hydra, for instance. That's possible. The Lannisters send their regards. He could have said that. He could have also said Kenobi was not a good show. I don't care what anybody says. Bray Wyatt looks like he just got the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
He was green lit. He's like, well, it looks like I get to eat LA Knight's ass because he was green lit by the Undertaker.
Up. And you know what? If Undertaker tells you to eat LA Knight's ass, I don't know what kind of choice one would have.
I heard you were the eater of ass. All right, moving right along. So we had DDP
Mm-hmm.
with Medusa / Alundra Blaze over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she got her belt there. And then
I
we
wonder if
had
that.
this.
I
Yes.
wonder if that's her punishment. That every time she's on TV, she has to carry that belt with her.
Yeah. And they tell her, throw it in the trash. Okay, now take it out. Now you walk around with that germ infested belt for what you did.
Do you want this Legends check? You want the
You better
merch
work
check?
for it.
Mm-hmm. Carry that.
So I had seen somewhere that apparently due to time they scrapped the cage match for Becky and Bailey, so that's why they did this.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So
Now,
I
now I'm
guess
upset that it was for time because that the whole poker thing could have been cut a lot shorter.
yes. But you know how it is. You got to get the legends out there, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we had to have the DX segment.
Mm-hmm.
There will always be a DX segment at these anniversary shows. You got to do it. People expect that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the best of Raw included these guys.
Yeah, I
And Kurt
love that
Angle.
the and Kurt Angle. The anti-authority from the 90s is now the authority.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Yes, as I look at the gray in my beard when I shave.
And the gray in my beard when I don't.
I hear you. So they're about to go and do their, let's get ready to. And you had to watch it. If you didn't see the 30 year of Raw, I thought it was good. You're missing out. So
To be honest, I thought it was the best Raw in a very long time.
yeah, it it had all the right things you would expect for like this show, a show that's this important.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, this segment was a little dragged out for what it was, but that's what they do. So it was on brand.
yes, they were definitely going to do this,
Yeah.
but it gets better
Mm-hmm.
when all of a sudden here comes Imperium
Mm-hmm.
and Walter. I'm
Gunta.
sorry, Gunta. I'm never going to let go. Gunta's like, listen, we're not doing any sucking of this or that. We're done with this. You're not getting ready to do any of that. You're making a joke of this sport, a mockery, the sacredness of the ring. And he goes to Triple H. He's like, maybe I should kick the crap out of you. And then Hunter's like, well, yeah, well, I'm retired, man. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they set up a match. It was a Street Profits and Seth Rollins. And
Yeah.
they came
It's
out.
all of Imperium.
And yeah, that and then here we go. So the winnings were taxed. So then we had Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley destroys Theory, puts him through a table. And whenever you're about to win a championship, the last thing you want is this frame. Now, as you can see here, Rich Derez, this is the exact moment the lighting changed.
Mm-hmm.
For Brock Lesnar's intro to come.
Oof.
Just imagine your point of view. You're just about to get the pin.
Do not want.
Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's coming.
White flag, white flag.
Well, my thing will be like, maybe I'll just cover him. And by the time Brock will get here, I could get the count off, right? But you're too busy being terrified.
Yeah, Brock's busy eating pyros. Like maybe I can get this pin.
But then again, the ref is probably stunned. So F5 to poor Bobby Lashley. And then wouldn't you know it, Austin Theory gets an F5 as well.
On to Lashley.
And I think Corey Graves sums that last scene up pretty well. He's like, what did Bobby Lashley do to Brock Lesnar? Or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do to deserve that?
It's a good question. It's a valid question.
It's crazy.
I need to know.
I like Raw 30.
Hmm.
I had a lot of fun with it. Um, what'd you like about it?
Mostly everything. I certainly didn't have any red highlights here. Miz got stunned, so that was good. The DX, cool. Lashley had a backstage segment. I guess the only thing I didn't like was that we didn't get the cage match.
Yeah. It's what can you do? It's either that or we don't get our DX segment, or, or the weird Undertaker says a thing to Bray Wyatt that's not really going to mean anything past trending on Twitter
Yeah.
or Instagram kind of
Hmm.
thing.
But you know what? Made for some good memes.
Oh, for sure. A lot of people put in, really like cool little fun little different things.
Hmm.
Um so yeah, throughout the show they had like these cool little raw moments that were just going in there. We were
These were
here
fun. Yeah, we were there. You reminded me.
for the Sting one where there's like unveiling a statue for Seth. It was supposed to be a Seth statue,
Hmm.
and instead it was Sting.
Hmm.
Um yes, the infamous Monday Night Raw.
It still
The
hurts.
betrayal. Yes, it still leaves a cold feeling in our hearts here. How could you do this, Seth? How could you do this?
Hmm.
You're a real architect, bro. You're a real architect. What was that? Rick, was that where Flair like showed up?
One of his
And
retirements
it was retirement after
after the Michaels match,
HBK.
probably.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I was at the Raw for that one because I was at the Mania for that one.
Yeah, true.
Who could forget the Nation of Domination? They recently had an episode of Young the Rock that was about this that
Cool.
I don't think I saw yet, but I will. Nation of Domination. I when with them, I missed them a little bit because I wasn't really watching wrestling back at that point with them
Hmm.
because I didn't have friends and no one watched it really. And like
Hmm.
I didn't have the cable thing yet.
Hmm.
At that point, that was pre the change of my life, the cable box.
Hmm.
And I remember them from the was it like Warzone? It was like WWF Warzone or something for PlayStation. And that's
Hmm.
where I would see them. I don't know why I brought that up, but that's how old I am.
Some
So
Jer history.
yeah. Um I don't know. It's funny to me that like this spot right here from 2015 is a throwback moment.
I know.
And I just look and I'm like, yeah, that's a long time ago. It's a really long time ago.
Look at the smile on the tribal chief.
Look at that young man, young white meat baby face.
Hmm. Getting pushed down our throats and we're rejecting.
Just not me. I've always been on board with Roman. I
What?
never abandoned him. I've always been on board. Oh, day one, Roman Reigns, dog. Don't
Okay.
even worry about it. And that right here, there's it's a different time. Dominic's dad
Hmm.
in China. It's
Hmm.
crazy.
Yep.
Mr. McMahon, there he is. Look how young he is.
Hmm.
Who would have known there's a devil lurking under there? It's being sued by more people every day.
Not this week. They took the week off.
Yeah. Stay tuned for next week
Yeah.
as the board sues.
Hmm.
Um.
That right there, we had the birth of the man.
Yeah. And then the Macho Man
That-
after.
I think that's the first episode of Raw. Macho Man in that Slim Jim gear.
So many memories. Rich, Raw has been important to us because it's really our thing, We watch it together, hang
Hmm.
out, come to each other's houses, my house.
Your house.
It was really cool.
You had the cable.
Yeah, that's right. But Rich, it's time. It's time to talk about Monday Night Raw Royal Rumble. I was trying to do a theme, but so here's what we'll do. We're gonna we're gonna uh we're gonna make picks for the Rumble and all the matches, and it's gonna be sweet.
All
And
right.
the winner, who will probably be me, will still be the basement champion. Um, maybe it won't be you. Maybe it'll be me. I'll still be the basement champion. No? You know what we should do? We should do like a pose. We should do like how like they do like the matchup thing.
Mm.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Royal Rumble segment where we're gonna make picks for the Royal Rumble, and whichever one of us has the most points is either is the winner. So I'm defending the championship. I've been the basement champion since SummerSlam. And Rich DeRiz has been a challenger since SummerSlam. He is the perpetual challenger.
Number 1
Yes,
contender.
forever number one contender.
Number 1.
And there will be no defense of the inconsequential championship. The champion has decided that due to the Royal Rumble announcing Cody Rhodes before the Royal Rumble and not keeping it a surprise, she's decided to forego the Royal Rumble out of being disrespected.
Wow.
So
Well,
next time,
I could say that I know that Manny, who is often a challenger for Farron's inconsequential championship, I know he's training hard for whenever his next title shot is.
stay ready is very important.
There you go.
And always stay ready. The tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, when he takes on Kevin Owens and once again successfully defends his championship against Kevin Owens, it's a wrap.
Yep.
It's a real why are we even talking about this situation?
Yep.
That's right. So also Rich Derez, of the two, which one will be the EST at the end of this MATCH? MATCH. Yeah.
H or H? You going a little Brit there?
Triple H,
Triple
as
H.
Regal will say.
Man, Alexa Bliss with these mind games and everything. To be honest, I think I'm least confident about this match than any other. I mean, there's only 4 other matches, but Bianca. I think it's Bianca.
This is not the best photo of Bianca, and it's not the best photo of Alexa, although the intention is what's important here.
Mhm.
So I'm judging my pick based on the intent, and the intent here is Bianca is whooping that booty. She's gonna
Mhm.
whoop that booty because Alexa Bliss is like she's trying to repel a vampire,
Mhm.
and Bianca's just gonna put her fists straight through that, and it's gonna connect.
Yep.
And because she's done fooling, she's done
Mhm.
with this foolishness.
Mhm.
That's enough.
Earrings are out. That's it.
The men's Royal Rumble. Rich, do you have the full list for the Royal Rumble match?
I do. I have the list of who has been announced so far.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good. First, we have Kofi Kingston representing Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Austin Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, the modern day wrestling god, Rey Mysterio, Gunta. Spoiler alert, the winner, Cody Rhodes. Spoiler alert, not the winner, Omos, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, Karrion Kross, Dominic Mysterio, Xavier Woods, The Miz, and Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
Those are the 19 announced entrants so far.
That gives up a lot of free room.
11.
Normally, when we do the Rumble, it's 3 picks,
3 picks.
but I think there's only 1 pick.
Yeah.
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes,
Mhm.
as he looks to defeat Roman Reigns. He looks to. I'm not saying he's going to. He looks to. He has hopes to. He hopes to. He aspires to.
Mhm.
He dreams of becoming the champion. So I got Cody. I don't even know if there's a point to picking 2 more, but I'm going to do it just in case.
Mhm.
The Rock, but they keep saying he's not going to be ready, but he says he's not going to be ready, but who says what, you know?
Right.
I'm going to do it just in case. I don't want to be the guy that doesn't pick The Rock.
Mhm.
How about Sami Zayn? What if that's the final test?
Wow. I've kind of heard theories about Sammy winning the Rumble, and I'm like, they wouldn't put Sammy over the tribal chief. I don't necessarily think, okay, of my picks, 2 of them I think they could put over Roman, 1 won't. Okay? So my picks, and I had these typed in. I erased 1, but then I'm like, nah. Cody Rhodes, right? Brock Lesnar, because you can't ever call Brock
That's a good
an underdog.
choice.
Thank
That's a
you.
good choice.
Thank you. But like they're obviously going for something with Lashley and Brock. But that's not to say that either A, the match at Mania can't be a triple threat, or B, Brock can't face Lashley at whatever is in between the Rumble and Mania. And I really hate that there's still a premium live event in between the Rumble and Mania. But
Yeah, is this one C block or
fill a blocker. And my 3rd pick, The Rock.
all right. I know what I said before, but I'm changing from The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Cody, Seth Rollins,
Mm.
and The Rock. Forget it. I took Sami Zayn out of the equation. I put The Rock. So Rock, Cody, and Seth.
Wow.
Because if you think about it, people keep talking about how the tribal chief has not been beaten, but he's been disqualified. He didn't beat Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins, won the match by disqualification. He has a win over the tribal chief, technically.
Yep.
So, let's not forget that. So who knows? They might run that back because Triple H is in charge. Seth's his boy. And it would kind of make sense. Like he's always been able to get him.
But Triple H always does what's best for business.
I know, but what's best for business at the time of WrestleMania could be Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. It depends on what goes on right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot could happen between the end of the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is all I'm saying.
True.
So,
Maybe Fastlane.
Oh, Fastlane. That's right. Yeah.
I mean, it could be Fastlane or it could be Roadblock, Cockblock, whatever it is.
Fastlane block.
Yeah. Fast Lock.
Well, either way, it's going to be Cody, right?
Yeah.
Why are we even talking about this?
Like that. Like this is that. Like they told us the story. They said this is the story we're telling. This is Cody's path to the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
All right, let's do non-obvious spoilers. I mean, non-obvious, like who do we think could possibly fill those 11 spots? Like, we don't have to do all 11. Like, if you could guess anyone that you think would come as like a surprise, because they were saying that they're happy enough with the other surprises where it was okay for them to blow the Cody thing. If FTR needing a break is like a work, but it would be a waste in a Royal Rumble match, because it's coming in separate. It's not like you could, you know what I mean? It's like one comes out, it's like, oh, I guess the other one's coming later.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that
feel
doesn't make a
like
lot of sense.
like it's either, unless they do a thing. All right. Now, let's say they know beforehand they're coming out like one after the other, like 17 and 18, right? For instance, maybe no one comes out for 17, but then they come out together for 18.
Okay.
That
Sure.
way, you get the one pop, you hear the music, say yeah, you hear it the one time, and the two of them come out together. I don't think anything like that's been done before, because if you think about it, coming out like if you're number 17 and you can come out 18 instead, that's just an advantage to you. You're just that much fresher. So possibilities that aren't that far out there, but are a little out there. Ryback,
I was thinking Randy Orton. I was
you
thinking
know,
Randy could be back.
fingers crossed. I was gonna say Big E until they mentioned him on SmackDown tonight. It
Yeah,
was like
right.
I was
Because they
like,
wouldn't
yeah,
have said nothing
right.
unless it was just a, like maybe. You know what?
Unless
I'm not
it's
taking that off the table.
I'd love to see Big E back in the ring.
Okay, so Biggie,
Healthy, of course, obviously.
Randy.
Riddle wasn't announced, but like Riddle's part. Like, are we going? So we're
How
talking
long is the
only.
rehab supposed to be for? Because I think they put him out for rehab.
I think so. When was this last?
Because that's
I'm
tough. Addiction's tough because you will always be an addict.
speaking from experience. Not always easy.
You're living proof of this.
Hmm.
Oh, Edge.
Yeah, that's
They'll
that's one of
probably
the
bring
that's one of the
Edge.
obvious surprises.
You think they'll do that thing where they let like woman enter the men's Royal Rumble, like Rhea
Maybe
Ripley?
she has said she always wanted to do it, and Triple H is very giving. She's in.
Nia Jax has done it. I just don't like that it would take a dude's spot. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be sexist, but it's like you wouldn't want a man to just show up in the ladies' Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but like whose spot is it taken? Like like we know they're bringing in people that aren't under contract. They're bringing in one timers, right?
Sure.
So rather than a one timer, at least it's someone that's on the roster.
I don't know. I think I'd rather it be. I think what that bit is better than wouldn't it be cool if just to have a wouldn't it be cool if, which is what
Hmm.
Rhea Ripley would be
Hmm.
because it's not like she's gonna win. What's she gonna do? Win the Royal Rumble and not fight the tribal chief? I
Well,
don't
maybe
understand.
what if maybe she doesn't enter, but she comes out to help Dom?
And what if Solo Sikoa Samoan spikes her? Why can't we have nice things?
It's a premium live event.
Like,
There's
oh,
I
it's
don't.
possible.
Yeah, the parental ratings are different.
Oh, at least a headbutt.
Hmm.
Something. What about John Cena? You think John Cena will show up for the Rumble?
I don't know. Won't be able to see him.
That's the best way to win.
Yep.
He'll just show up after everybody leaves, like the match. It's like, oh, you forgot about me.
I was actually considering him as a winner.
Wow, that's interesting.
Hmm.
I like neither one of us even threw Theory's name out there.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing.
Oh man, this is gonna
This
age
next year.
poorly.
This
Imagine.
not this year.
Okay.
Not never. Just not this year.
This
Fe-
clip would be I hope he wins because this clip would be great. Just play it right side by side.
You know what? Hey,
Uh,
listen. No one would be happier for his good friend Austin Theory than me. Yes, that's a real height difference.
I remember that day. It
Me
was a
too.
beautiful day. You cried.
I I
You
didn't
cried,
cry.
man. And that
Listen.
was before you met Candace. That's crazy. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah, I was
Um,
hanging out with where is it? Where is it? There she is.
listen, let's not all like, just
Another legitimate height difference, by the way.
let's
It's
not
okay.
all just flex our muscles here,
All
on
right.
how I'm good friends. All
Mhm.
right. So
That's all right.
the top of his arm is bigger than your head.
Let me see. Yes. Listen, Champa is ridiculous. Like like
That
like the way he just cut out all the fat from his body. Like it's as if he took like uh a potato peeler, but like and like chiseled, well, not chiseled, but you know what I
yeah,
mean.
well, he's
Give me this. I need some of this
he's
coffee.
a abdominal artiste, is what you mean to say here. All right, all right. Let's move on. So the Mountain Dew pitch black match.
What happened? I can't see. It's pitch.
And
It's pitch black. It's pitch
I,
black.
I thought I was blind.
I know, right?
Who turned out the lights?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's obviously gonna be Bo Howdy, Bray Wyatt. You hear he said that the feud is dead. That
I
that
heard he
that
said
that's
that. I
what
didn't
Bray
hear
said.
him say
Yeah.
it, but I heard he said it.
Yeah, it's in an article somewhere, man.
Mhm.
So I gonna pick Bray Wyatt. This is the
Yeah.
only way this is gonna go.
Mhm.
Hopefully, LA Knight has something fun to do after this. We will be talking about the women's Royal Rumble, which there's women here, so it
There you go.
works. It works. Rich, do you have the Royal Rumble ladies?
12 out of 30 have been announced so far. A lot of room for error here. And the entrants are Liv Morgan, my friend Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, representing Legado del Fantasma, Zelina Vega, Emma, which says here was announced on the SmackDown Lowdown. I have never seen that show. I am not sure I've heard of it before. I might have. Yeah, exactly. Damage Control, all three. Lacey Evans, Zia Lee. She's no longer the Protector, I guess.
I think she's just Zia Lee.
Hmm.
And apparently that's good enough. She says she's the most toughest person on the entire roster or something. She said that today, I think.
Well, show and tell time, and the tell is over. Now show. Meaning
Whom
she
the
needs to show me.
bells tolled.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
We're all just people here. And the pitch black match, the Mountain Dew pitch black match of life.
So this is the official Royal Rumble poster. Let's see. Charlotte's on the poster but doesn't have a match. Same for Asuka.
Oh yeah, it's not like she's in the Rumble,
Yeah.
Charlotte. She's the champion.
Let me make this
Oh
bigger here.
yeah.
Same for Ricochet.
Well, it's all right. He's in the Rumble.
Oh, he is. Okay, never mind.
Remember, he beat Top Dollar.
Yeah, that's right. I guess that's Seth behind the logo there. That's Theory.
I'm gonna pick Rhea Ripley, by the way, to win the women's Royal Rumble match.
Same. The field. Ooh, I
Alpha
don't want.
Fire is gonna show up. Isla Dawn probably. There'll be some
Yes,
NXT people.
and yes, yeah, certainly. I feel like we didn't pick NXT people for the men's Rumble, but
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes, certainly.
Braun Breaker for sure. Cora Jade,
Charlie
probably.
Dempsey.
Oh, that would be really cool. Charlie Dempsey, yeah. Oh, probably that D'Angelo guy. Wasn't he at the Rumble last year or something?
He was, which makes me think he might not be in this year. I think it's kind of like get your feet wet. This is what it's like. All right, now come back, kind of thing.
Yeah. You know, with all the junk they're talking about how they're gonna have these great surprises, they better not bring his ass up on there. No disrespect to him, but
so we didn't talk about outside surprises.
Dude, if Kenny Omega shows up, I'll be
It
really
won't be Kenny.
excited.
I don't think any AEW contract will show up. I think
you should break the internet. You would break the internet if the cons just got together and they just like figured a thing out and they're like, whatever, dude, it's the Royal Rumble. Let's see what happens.
No, I think it's more of we did you a favor, so you do us a favor. I think they can get Will Ospreay.
Okay, yeah.
Or Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. might be in a different promotion. I'm not positive. Or maybe
I don't
Okada.
think he would fit in Zack Sabre Jr. But if he just did a one-off, yeah.
Or Okada.
That's kind of a big get.
Wait.
So who knows?
Wait.
I'm waiting.
Great Muta.
Isn't he retired?
Last match, But
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but it's like it kind of cheapens the whole. It just happened.
But it's
I understand if
cool.
it was like a year. It is so cool. All right, yeah.
I think they're gonna get someone from New Japan.
Okay.
Probably one of those names, as sort of the exchange for Carl Anderson. Maybe maybe Jay White.
That's a possibility.
I saw that speculation online and I kind of dismissed it, but I'm like, you know what? It would make sense, the Carl Anderson sort of connection there.
Yeah.
It's Bullet Club for Bullet Club,
Yeah.
and the Good Brothers will probably be in the Rumble.
Naomi's coming back. I think Naomi's going to come back.
I feel like we've been saying that.
But for the women's Royal Rumble though, this time,
I mean, I think it makes sense. I don't know. I think it's a missed opportunity to not have a female member of the Bloodline. If she comes back independent of the Bloodline storyline, odds are she's face. Oh, she's back! Yay! From her botch of following Tasha or whatever.
she was following her heart.
You're supposed to
Where
lead the snake, not follow it.
listen, you know how I feel, okay?
I know.
I'm not trying to dredge up any negativity that I might have
We
to
need
get Sasha Banks.
we need a snake overlay. Make it happen.
Just get on now, get right on that.
Like
Get Sasha Banks.
like every time we talk about Tasha Banks, you just see a snake slithering across the screen.
She disappeared, and then this Monet lady shows up, looks just like her.
A
Thinks she
Monet.
can fool me.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Women's Rumble, Kyrie, as a surprise.
That would be really cool.
You would love it. You were a big Kyrie fan.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's probably really cool. All
Mhm.
right. So
Asuka will probably return unless she's injured, and I don't recall.
what? Maybe Dewdrop.
Maybe Piper Niven.
Sure. Yeah. You know what?
Man, Piper Niven, Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn all in the Rumble. This is good stuff, dude.
This is good stuff, dude. That'd make a great soundbite, dude.
There you go, dude.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so my picks for Women's Royal Rumble winner. I didn't write yours in. I don't think. Maybe I did. I don't know. Let me
Well,
see.
one of
I did
them's
not.
Rhea Ripley. I didn't pick anybody else yet. Becky Lynch, because that's what I always do. Asuka. I'll pick Asuka also. That's a possibility.
Okay, so let me see.
If they
You
run
got
back Asuka versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. Ooh.
who'd you have? Rhea, Asuka, and who? Sorry,
It's Rhea,
Becky.
Asuka, and Becky. Yeah.
Okay. Becky's a good choice.
It sounds like the computer in your brain is making calculations.
It is. It's getting warm under the lid.
Steam shooting out of your ears.
I'm gonna stick with what I got here.
Okay.
So I got Rhea and Asuka.
All right.
The one that I was on the fence about, Liv Morgan.
Oh,
I don't think it's a throwaway. I know what you're thinking. I don't think it's a throwaway. I think we haven't gotten Liv versus Charlotte yet. This Liv, at least, right?
Hey, it's ambitious. We'll see how well that works out for you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's it then. Let's recap the picks.
So, for Bianca versus Alexa Bliss, we both have Bianca Belair. We both have the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns because he will remain the head of the table. We both have Bray Wyatt in the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. We have, for the men's Royal Rumble match, I have Cody, Brock, and Rock. Jer has Cody, Seth, and Rock. And for the women's Royal Rumble match, I have Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Asuka. Jerry has Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and Becky Lynch. My tiebreaker time is in. What is yours?
My tiebreaker time will be 28:30 for the W.
Should I point out that one of the Rumble matches is more likely to close the show
Oh.
than one of the non-Rumble
Well,
matches?
now you're thinking you're throwing me off my game.
I'm gonna be honest. That's how I picked my time.
I just want the record to show that I never know how long a Royal Rumble match is. So I might have lost my championship because technically the tiebreaker is actually the match. If you think about it.
Well, I mean, unless like either Brock or Seth win the men's Royal Rumble, or either Liv or Becky win the women's Royal Rumble.
That's true. I'm going to revise mine to 38:50. And now I'm definitely gonna lose my championship. But that's not even the truth. We don't know yet. All right. Let's not age this out. All right. No,
For
don't
the
worry
record,
about it.
assuming 2 minutes, or even assuming a minute and a half for the spacing in between entrants, my guess seems a lot longer, but is not. 72 minutes.
Wow.
If it's a minute and a
Well,
half, then the Rumble is guaranteed to be more than 43 and a half minutes,
okay. Yeah, that's true.
which is a lot closer to 38.50 than 72. But if it's 2 minutes, that's 60, which is a lot
That's
closer to 72.
man.
Part
I
of the
did not give this a lot of thought, but
part of the problem is we don't know if they're doing a minute and a half or 2 minutes. They've gone back and forth before.
look, it's been a while since I've had to hunt down a championship, so this excites me regardless.
So okay, what are the odds? What do you think the odds are that a non-Rumble match closes the show?
I think a Rumble match definitely closes the show.
Okay. I was going to suggest maybe we can pick a second time in case a non-Rumble match closes the show. Like, this is our guess for a Rumble match, and this will be our guess for a non-Rumble match. Whichever it is the one we go with.
I'm good with this.
Okay.
You know, it shows my lack of preparation. And if I do happen to win, what a crazy story. How I just dumb lucked my way through the,
You
the
know,
pay-per-view.
happens like that
Uh,
sometimes.
yeah. So, all right. That's excellent. I'm looking forward to the Rumble. What we'll do is next week we'll probably do the ROH. We'll talk about the ROH, the Jay Briscoe show,
Reach for the
and
sky, boy.
then we'll have the Dynamite bits from that specific the Jay Lethal versus Mark Briscoe.
It's okay. The announcers on the show called him Jay Briscoe. They called Jay Lethal Jay Briscoe.
He was on their mind at the time.
It's understandable.
Very emotional. Very emotional.
Oh man, it was rough. I
Yeah.
told you, as soon as we're not talking about it now, but as soon as Lethal came out and he hugged Sanjay and he was like, Lethal was in tears. I was like, oh man, all right, good. Kleenex is right here. All right, all
Yeah.
right, I got this. I can be
It's like,
strong.
yeah, I'm not crying here or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a real man. I do what men do in the dark, alone in front of a television, like God intended. All right, Rich. I think it's time for everybody to know the truth. Where to find the truth. And the truth is the Basement Bookers podcast is in all the things.
We're everywhere. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Instagram, Basement Bookers Pod. We're on Podbean. And as far as where to find the podcast in general, where is that? It's this one here. Google Play Podcasts, whatever it's called now. You got the Apple Podcast, Podbean app, Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn Plus, Alexa, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Listen Notes, whatever that is. The podcast, the Samsung Podcast app, Podchaser, Boomplay. I never even heard of that before Podbean, but Boomplay is apparently a thing. And it's Gmail, basementbookers@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. And of course, we're on Twitter at basementbookers, at basementjer, at Rich the Riz, and Jer's got a party message.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall, so make it count.
And do what the man says.
Follow the Bookers.